Welcome to the world of Jalara, where the people of Genesis Battle of Champions live. Our in-store gameplay community is growing. Visit GenesisBattleOfChampions.com to find a local game store near you. Our list of international distribution partners continues to grow. Ask your local game store to contact one of these fine companies and have your store join our Play network. Visit GenesisBattleOfChampions.com to explore the lore of the lands. There are chapters of lore that you can read, chapters of lore that you can watch, and there's also a helpful map where you can learn where all of the key characters in the next set live inside the world of Jalara.
down, they just think they are. Another little wannabe gangster trying to play hard. Ding down, they just think they are. Another little wannabe gangster trying to play hard. The guys then dip out the ends. Jump in the ride and burn out the rims. Don't stop, don't catch the boy that I'm in. Now we doing the block with the up for events. Skin kept close to you plotting on them with the tits on 10. Back in the back that's on tap, all ready to go and jump in. Ding down, they just think they are. Another little wannabe gangster trying to play hard.
Tell me why I always need to survive off your love, your love. 'Cause every time you fire at me, it kills all the fun, kills all the fun. Every blink of an eye is a new drop of blood from the sky, but I don't mind, 'cause the way that you lie makes me feel so alive, feel so alive. 'Cause the rhythm awaits, waiting for my bones to break.
Hey everyone, it's me, Jason, here with Janice.
Hi, guys.
It's Monday night. You know what that means. We're back once again to talk about all things Genesis Battle of the Champions. Let's see. I'm just double checking all my settings here. I think everything's right. How's the video and the audio, everybody? Can you see us? Can you hear us? Let us know how things are going, and also let us know how you all are doing tonight. Hey there, Gamer 1300. We had a real nice time hanging out with you and some other people up in Bracebridge. Yesterday, yeah. God, feels like it was longer ago. It's been like worked so long today. But yeah, we had a fun time. We went up to Bracebridge, beautiful, beautiful little town, and hung out at Muskoka Cards and Collectibles, played some Genesis, taught some people some Genesis, brought back an amazing souvenir.
Yeah.
Right? Amazing souvenir. Which is probably going to be getting on display at Jack's on Queen and Elmville later this week, because we were given the most amazing gift from Gamer 1300, who does amazing custom woodworking and created our very own personalized, customized, every eyes I could think of, amazing wood table for Genesis Battle of Champions. It's already got all the perfect measurements, basically engraved or grooved or cut into it, however you want to word it.
On it.
So on it. So yeah, into it, on it. So you don't need a playmat to play. The table is literally its own playmat, and it's really cool. And he did it up in the company colors, and
Looks great.
yeah,
Beautiful.
We're really, really excited about it. We've got to play a few games on it up in Bracebridge, and I can't wait to. I think what I really think I want to do is I want to start using that as the feature match table when we record games in Elmville.
Yeah.
Because the table just looks so cool. I think that it'll add a little extra pizzazz to our recordings that we wind up usually showing on Monday nights.
Yeah.
We had two really great games recorded this past Saturday. Unfortunately, we won't be airing them tonight. Tonight's episode 60, which, in case you didn't see the title I've given this episode, it's Insert Coin to Play, a little old video arcade pun there. But we're gonna talk. We're gonna talk a little bit tonight about how things are going with Genesis. Give some updates. Talk about some opportunities, cool things like that. I'll be honest with you. I worked all day today on Genesis things, and none of it had to do with tonight's live stream, other than making the graphic for YouTube. Well, it's true. Like,
yeah, but you're still working on Genesis stuff. It's just
no, that's what I was saying. As I was working on Genesis stuff all day, but none of it had to do with tonight's live stream. More stuff behind the scenes. We have some really cool things going on in the business side of Genesis right now. We have some exciting promotions for local game stores. You might recall last week we didn't get to do a Monday night live stream. That's because Janice and myself, we were down in Toronto at the yearly retail summit hosted by Universal Distribution, which is our Canadian distributor who sells games and distributes them to game stores all across Canada. It's a very exciting event because we get to go down as a game manufacturer, and we set up a booth, and game store owners and staff from all across Canada. This time gathered in Toronto. Last year it was Montreal, and they all gathered in Toronto, and we got to do demos and teach people how to play the game. We got some very exciting leads that came out of that, including a really big store. And when they say big, I mean square footage. They're ginormous. Exciting store out of St. Catharines already has us booked to come down and do some learn to play stuff during a mini con that they're going to be hosting in October. So we're really excited about that. They are a store that is really successful in the Warhammer and tabletop wargaming aspect. The owner that we were talking to, because we got to talk to an owner and some of the staff there, they said that they have either 15 or 16 full-sized Warhammer tables. Is it 16? 16 Warhammer tables in their store, always set up because they have such a huge Warhammer community, and they're excited to bring Genesis in there. The owner responded really, really well when he saw what Genesis brings to the collectible card game market. And I've often explained when I'm at conventions and things like that, explain to people that Genesis really is a very cool hybrid game that appeals to collectible card game fans who maybe people who love magic and sorcery and stuff like that. And it appeals to chess players because of the very cool grid playmat that gets used, or custom wooden table. And it appeals to Warhammer type players because of the tactics of it. I honestly feel that Genesis has some of the best combat and the best combat system out of any collectible card game out there. And you really get to enjoy that elevated tactical gameplay that would also greatly appeal to Warhammer players, and the fact that our deck building in Genesis is all points based, similar to building
Similar.
armies in Warhammer, where you have so many points to build your army. In Genesis, you have so many points to build your deck, and it really, that whole message really resonated with a lot of game stores, in particular this exciting one down in St. Catharines, Mecha Games, that will be going down in October for a big convention type event that they're hosting. So it's exciting. It was a great success. We've met some new game stores. We also were talking to the owners of Cards and Coasters over in Aurelia. They've had several players be bringing Genesis into their store over in Aurelia, and so they reached out to us at our booth and said they want us to go over there. And those are just the two that stick out in my brain. There was many more, but
There's about six
yeah, about
good ones that we've got leads for, and
that should turn into results very quickly. And then a lot of other ones who just express general interest. So yeah, so last weekend was a great success. It was definitely exciting to be down there once again.
yeah, we had a lot of fun Sunday night doing all the demos, and we were not kicked out this time. We made sure
We were, because we were responsible. They came to us beforehand and made a point of saying, we'd like you to leave when the hall closes. So we watched the time and got out time.
So we
did have to turn people down, though. People wanted to demo right at 10, and we're like, we're sorry, we've already been told we have to leave. So, so it was almost the same thing, just we didn't get away with it this time.
Yeah. And then Monday is, you set up your booth in the hall, and there was about 4 rows of people there doing with their booths, businesses and stuff, and games and all that. So
now, when you say 4 rows, that doesn't really communicate to them how big the room was, because this was a convention hall. So 4 rows of
ballroom,
4 rows of booths lined up and down the convention hall on both sides.
Yeah,
I believe there was like 85 or 90 different booths. It was somewhere. It was just under 100 different game booths that were set up. So it's a big hall and lots of things going on.
Yeah,
and then ironically too, like because it's just for game stores and their employees, it's a private industry only event. I thought it was funny in a way that out in the hallway there's a big American Express booth set up because they were trying to convince game stores to use American Express in their store. And there's other things like that too that were targeted right to the game store owners. So it's cool. It's neat to be on the inside of an industry like that and get to go to
industry stuff.
Yeah, it's neat to kind of see behind the curtain sometimes because you're one of those kind of people.
So it was fun.
Want to say hi to the people in the chat. Jeremy's here. Duelist is here. Jason Greenberg, nice to see you. Damien, of course. Great to see you, Damien. Thanks for coming out once again to join in the chat. Tonight's going to be a fun night. No gameplay tonight. We're saving that for next week, although, like I mentioned earlier, we do have 2 new games recorded, and they're about as different as 2 games could be. Both games were played with my All-In deck that I've been working on, and that's all I'm going to say is the 2 games went almost as opposite as it could possibly be, which I thought was funny because one of the games was played against a father, and the other game I played against his daughter, and so it was very fun, but it showed very much how variance can work sometimes, where sometimes everything goes your way and sometimes nothing goes your way.
Yeah, and nothing against
nothing against either one. The one I won against or the one I lost against. It'll be a fun episode to watch next week when we cover those games.
Both played Fang.
Did they? I didn't even realize that they both played the same champion. That's interesting.
So yeah, it was interesting.
Yeah. So we got that coming up next week, but for tonight, we're going to talk some news, some updates, some discussion, things like that. I think what I'd like to start with first is I'd like to just kind of give everybody an update of where we're at in general with the game, with the company, how things are going, a bit of a status update, if you will, or a progress update, however you want to look at it. So with that in mind, we'll jump into that topic first, if that's okay with you. Perfect. So we're in an interesting time right now because we are still trying very much to get Metamorphosis printed and out to market this year. The struggles have been that, to be honest, there's been a bit of a cash flow problem lately because after sales slowly slowed over time from Invasion, we've had some expenses, storage and staff and artists and all these kind of things. So we've been trying to figure out ways to get Metamorphosis out to market. And we're looking at different options. One of the options we're looking at is we might wind up having to switch printers because the printer that we have, the terms aren't the best. So that's one thing that we're considering because we might be able to. It could be as simple as switching printers to one with better contract terms, and we could get stuff to market. Uh, there's been some interesting challenges just over the last year. Again, we're still kind of
Well, we're a startup,
we're a startup, right?
and we had to start from the ground up with everything.
Yeah, exactly.
So we're still learning too, and being on this side of the industry, and growing pains and all of those things.
So one of the things that's interesting is every time we go any conventions or anything where we're doing demos, we always get a really, really overwhelmingly positive response, and that tells me that the one thing that we probably would have been better off, we would have been better served is if we could have found a way this year to get to more conventions this year and demo. It wasn't in the cards, partly due to work obligations for all of us, family obligations for all of us, and because we are a small team. There's only 7 or 8 of us total involved in the Genesis process from one end to the other. So it's been hard because I think almost everybody in the company has kids. Almost everybody. Certainly everybody who would be traveling to represent the company. We all have kids and family obligations and stuff like that. So it's been that's the one thing. If I could go back in time and tweak it a bit, is I would have somehow tried to find a way to make schedules work to get out to a few more conventions, because things like the retail summit last week, they always go great. They lead to big leads. They lead to stores signing up. And that is the challenge for us, is always to just get important people who make purchasing decisions, to sit down and see the game and play it. But it's very encouraging that every time we get in a situation like that, the response is so great. And
Yes.
people really love the game. So we continue to be big believers that we're on the right track, and it's just a matter of tweaking our approach moving forward. So we're trying to figure out ways to make Metamorphosis still come to print this year. And then there's an opportunity. We've talked a long time. We've talked in depth, I should say, not a long time, but we've talked in depth with Jeff, our other partner, and we think that there might be an opportunity in the near future, if any people out there are interested, to maybe bring some people on board into the company. There could be opportunities for people, if there's people who have skills that feel that they could contribute and want to be involved in the actual process of designing the cards, working on the game, uh, making decisions, being somebody in a leadership position. There may be positions and opportunities for people to buy into the company. Also, alternatively, there could be opportunities for people who are just big fans of the game and who want to bet on the game succeeding, because I really still feel like if we can just get into TCG player, or any of the other several milestones that we've been trying to achieve. The things we wanted to achieve with the Kickstarter: get into TCG player, get organized play kicked up, get promo packs out. Any of those things could really escalate the growth for us in a fast way. So if there's anybody who wants to, maybe from an investor point of view versus an owner point of view, get involved in the game and the company that way, there's opportunities for that as well. So that's something that if there's anybody out there who's interested in that, either as an owner or as an investor, you can reach out to us at hello@edgeofexile.com. And if you're serious about it, and we're open to having discussions to see about expanding the team a bit and bringing people on board. So that's something cool that we've just recently kind of settled on the idea of. We feel it's the right time, especially because the only thing kind of holding us back right now is some short-term capital to get the next set out and to get out in person to more conventions and industry events like that. So that's the thought process there. There's some opportunities that way. And then, what was the other thing I wanted to talk about? Do you remember?
I don't know what goes on in your brain. Sorry.
Ow! Ow! That hurt a little. That's funny.
I do the selling the shirts and the.
Oh, that's the other thing. Thank you very much. See, she does know what goes on my brain. She just doesn't want to admit it in public. So some cool update too. Something I've been working on in the background for
You mentioned it last week.
a while ago. Did I talk about it?
Yeah,
Oh, I don't remember talking about it last week.
or 2 weeks ago.
But we're going to start selling some stuff direct to players through the GenesisBattleChampions.com website. Mainly shirts that were part of the Kickstarter awards that never got launched, the playmats from the Kickstarter that people didn't wind up being able to buy. All of that stuff you're going to be able to buy directly from us at GenesisBoC.com. It's going to go up in 2 stages. The first stage, which could go live almost any day now, maybe even tomorrow. Well, no, I have a busy day, but sometime this week, the website will get updated for people in Canada. They'll be able to go to the website, and anybody with Canadian addresses will be able to order T-shirts and playmats and custom exert tokens and all the cool bling and stuff that, well, I should say almost all the cool bling and stuff that we wanted to do in the Kickstarter that we all missed out on enjoying. That's all coming to the store on the website. And probably another week or 2 away, there'll be a second online store going live on the website as well, where people in the States with American shipping addresses and that can place orders for the same kind of stuff, the same T-shirts and playmats and customized exert tokens and all that cool stuff. What we're doing, the delay there is mainly just trying to figure out logistically the most affordable way to get that product to people with American addresses. Be it by shipping it one order at a time directly across the border, or maybe setting up kind of like a little warehouse in the States and having it shipped by a third party for us. There's different options that we're looking at. We're just trying to figure out the most cost-effective way, because it's important to us that we do our best to keep the prices as low for our fans and player base that's growing quite well in the States. We want them to get the same deals and bargains that people in Canada are going to get. So that's kind of the hold up. There's just making sure that we find the best way we can to keep costs down for our American friends and players as well. But in the meantime, I do have some cool shirts and stuff like that I want to show off tonight. I've got some graphics I can put up on the screen. These are shirts that are based on the ones from the Kickstarter. Some of them have been tweaked a bit. I think I might have showed the Erica one now that I think about it 2 weeks ago. If not, here's a look at the Erica t-shirt and a close-up of the artwork on it. So Erica, leader of the pack there, based on the artwork that appears on the card that will come out in Metamorphosis. This artwork's a little different though, as it has more wolves coming out from behind her. That is Erica, the leader of the pack. Then the next one that we have coming up is going to be Redvorn. Let me switch over to Redvorn here. We got a t-shirt coming up for Redvorn. Text there says, "I can hear your thoughts. They're delicious." Then after Redvorn, we've got Kayun. Kayun's going to be getting his own t-shirt as well. Here's a close-up of Kayun's t-shirt. No real text on or anything, just some of the artwork from the upcoming card in Metamorphosis for Kayun. What one do I have next? I got Sven coming up next as well. Sven, I got a little creative with this one here. Put him on a little bit of a rainbow road. So we've got Sven, some of this is his artwork, and then the cards underneath and the cute little overlay. So that shirt's going to be available as well. I don't have previews of all the shirts, although they are all done and ready on the website to go live. And then I've got the playmat as well to remind people. This is the horizontal version. There's also a version that you can order the playmat where it's the map going the other direction on a full-size playmat. So the cool map showing off some areas in the world that you haven't even seen in the lore and the cards or the story yet. But if you look closely, there is some previews of places that the lore is going to be going in the near future. So that's exciting. So all of these cool things are going to be available for sale directly to players and customers in both Canada and the United States. Canada this week and the United States in the next few weeks to come. So that's something that we're going to be hoping gets a really strong response from the players and the fans, because that's a way that we can kickstart a little bit of income again as well to help pay some of those bills and get us closer to getting Metamorphosis out. So, and there's going to be some cool surprises of other stuff going up for sale on the website as well. Some really cool Genesis stuff that's unique and exciting and not available in stores. Everything that we're going to sell direct is things that are not going to be going out to stores, because again, we don't want to compete with our retail partners. We want them to have exclusive access to stuff that gets sold in stores, and we're going to just sell some cool optional fun stuff on the side through the website.
Yeah, you said it all.
Sorry.
It's all good. You're used to it.
She's saying I talk too much. She's not wrong. But
It's all good. I'm tired, man. It's
yeah,
been a long, like
yeah.
we worked all last weekend and all this weekend, so it's been like 3 or 4 weeks since we've had a
Since,
day off.
since either of us have taken a day off. So yeah.
So it's been busy times, but
Yeah. But that's the fun, when you
I mean, we had a great trip. Like our son Sam came with us,
up to Bracebridge yesterday.
up to Bracebridge yesterday.
That was
Good old
I may have
Jason.
guilted him into coming a little bit because I told him I miss him, so he came up with us. For a 14-year-old, he's pretty good still. He
Yeah,
hasn't turned into a mean, self-centered teenager quite yet. He's
yeah.
pretty awesome.
Well, I mean, we did entice him with fast food.
Yes, we did offer him fast food, and under threat of having to do chores if he stayed home. Sometimes
Yes.
that helps too, but
So it was,
none of that's to take away from the fact he's a great kid, and we're proud of him.
yes, and he came and played, and
Yeah, he came up, and we all had fun together
yeah,
hanging
we had
out.
a great time.
Yeah, it was a really good time. Big thanks to everybody up at Muskoka Cards and Collectibles for being great hosts yesterday. Thanks once again to Gamer 1300 for the amazing table.
Yeah.
I don't have any photos loaded up on the live stream tonight to show you of the table, but I will be featuring it on next week's episode. I'll make sure that even though we already have games recorded, I'll make sure I get some video footage of the amazing new table because you got to see it to
It's so
believe it.
pretty.
It is. It's very cool.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, he did a great job. Love it.
yeah. So that's mainly the kind of update that we wanted to provide tonight. We wanted to let people know that we're still working hard on getting Metamorphosis out this year. And there's several ways it could go to achieve that goal, including possibly changing printers, and there's other options as well. There's an opportunity to get involved in the game on an official level with the game and the company, either from an investor standpoint or even potentially from a joining the team on an ownership level and owning a piece of the game. There's an opportunity for that. So if anyone wants to reach out, they can discuss that. There's the website with the new online store. That's anybody out there who loves the game is going to be able to buy some fun swag and know that your purchases are going directly to help get us over the hump as well, which is exciting.
Yeah.
Not to mention, I'd love to just see some cool Genesis shirts out there in the wild, people wearing them, maybe
Yeah.
snagging selfies and whatnot.
We're
would be
gonna
awesome.
sell the exerted shirts too, right?
Yeah, and the exerted shirts are going to be on the website again as well. The classic black word exerted on them. Yep, they'll be back as well. So lots of cool things. Yeah, people did like that one. That one was popular. So that's the kind of stuff that we wanted to let everybody know about. Just to keep everybody up to date on what's going on, what's happening behind the scenes, and to let everybody know that once again, the retail summit was a great success, and we're excited to be in some more stores. Probably, like Janice said, there's a good solid 5 or 6 stores that should be onboarding pretty soon. Oh, I don't know if I mentioned it, but I think I did mention it already once in the stream. There's this really cool promotion for local game stores right now going on through our Universal Distribution supplier stores, and it's in pre-order. So right now, stores are placing pre-orders for this package where they're going to save a bunch of money on some really cool products and stuff. It's a bundle to encourage new game stores to carry Genesis, which is exciting. It's a great value for the game stores. They've already had some stores place some orders, including the ones we mentioned earlier. So that's exciting. That's going to close in a couple weeks. I think right around Halloween it's going to close, and then that's when those orders will be locked in, and we'll be shipping out product all at once to a bunch of new stores. So expect to see some growth on the store locator in November. Also, I've already talked to Will, the guy behind the scenes at Indie Pro Games, our distributor in the United States, and that same promotion is going to be going live for local game store owners in the United States. And he personally has a store client list of over 1,000 stores in the US that he directly ships to and visits. So when that email blast goes out, there'll be over 1,000 stores in the United States hearing about this awesome bundle for new stores as well. So again, expect to see in November and even into December, hopefully we'll be getting a bunch of new stores taking advantage of this great value-filled promotion and getting a whole lot of new stores onto the store locator. And all of that also cumulatively helps to get us closer to getting Metamorphosis out. So we've got a lot of things going on at once, lots of exciting leads, lots of stores showing interest, some of them already placing orders for these great deals. Lots of reasons to be excited, and then of course the opportunity for people like you to possibly get involved with the game and the company as well. So that's about it for today. We're both exhausted, as you can probably tell At least with me looking at me, and Janice mentioned it. So
I'm always beautiful.
yes, but you mentioned that you're
Yes,
exhausted a
I
few
did.
minutes ago. That's why I said looking at me, and you had mentioned it,
Good, good, good.
right? Because two different things:
Two different things.
visual, audio.
Yeah.
Right. So
Yeah.
see, I'm not getting in trouble. I know better. Uh-huh. So that's it, my friends. Thanks for tuning in tonight. We're just gonna call it. It's an early night. We got to get a little bit of rest because it's back to work tomorrow for us again. So everybody, take care, stay safe out there, and hopefully next week I'll have even more exciting news and updates to share. And of course, we will definitely have at least 2 games to watch, and I'm going to get to show off a really awesome new table. Thanks so much for tuning in, everybody. And as always, let your friends know that Genesis, it's out there and it's happening. You got to play it. Take care. Stay safe out there.
Bye.
Bye, everyone. Wait, I forgot what button I have to hit. Oh, it's this one. Bye.